Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a new day and this is a new me. And I am coming to you live this morning. I tell you, I'm experiencing some stuff with this Facebook thing. I don't know what they're doing. Look like they're doing something new. They're doing something different. But however, I'm not responsible. So that's my topic this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a new day and this is a new me. And I am coming to you live this morning. And I am so grateful and I'm so thankful for what God is doing today. And I'm just excited about moving and grooving throughout the day into what God has purposed for me to do today. I'm excited for my path today and what I am to accomplish. Yesterday was an awesome day. It was a fantastic day. It was a good day. The Lord moved all day long yesterday and he just blessed and poured out and he just did what he do. He was God and I'm excited how he shared himself with me and how he speaks with me and he gives me just what I need in the moment that I need it. And I am truly thankful for you being here this morning, for all of you that will come across this video today. And listen, I want to talk about some things this morning because God wants us to know that he's in control of all things. And when we relinquish our control and allow him to have control, it will help you to understand some things a little bit better. It will help you to understand some things and we won't take on things upon us that is not for us to take on ourselves, but that we will allow God to be God in our lives and allow him to get the glory and allow him to be who he is, that we can be who we are and conquer the goals and the areas in our lives that we have to conquer. So this morning I want to talk to you about I'm not responsible, because owning our own life is the truth of being free. When we own the things of our own life, when we own up to what we are responsible for and the things that we have to do, when we own up to our own issues and when we own up to the things that we are responsible for, it's freeing. It makes you free because you're no longer giving that place to somebody else and allowing somebody else to have that control, or you're putting your life in somebody else's hands. But when you own up to the stuff that you're responsible for and the mess that you made in your life, when you own up to your own shortcomings and when you own up to your own abilities, that's freeing. That will free you. When you own up to it, that's when you will know you're growing. But until you own up to your own mess, and not holding somebody else responsible, because listen, the Motivation Manifesto by Brandon Burchard, he is a phenomenal motivational person and I love him so far. I've been reading and studying up on some of his stuff and it has really been blessing me. So listen, I want to read a quote to you that he says this morning. Owning this life truth is freeing. When you own the truth of who you are and the things that are going on in your life, it will free you. It will free you. When you sit down and you look at the things that you've created, whether they were good or bad, when you own up to it, you will be free. It will free your mind. It will free your heart. It will free the being that you are to come forth. Good morning, Lewis. We're talking about I'm not responsible today. And listen, I want to read this quote, and we're reading a quote from the Motivation Manifesto by Brandon Burchard. And listen, he says, owning this life truth is freeing. I'm not in charge or responsible for the wrecks others have created in their lives. And I do not need to save anyone in my life. You can't. Oh my God, that's a power-packed statement. Because listen, other people want to hold you responsible for the mess and the choices that they made in their life. And you are not responsible for the wrecks that they have made out of their life, for the mess that they have made out of their life. Because Listen, you can't save nobody. You can only impact the lives of others. You cannot save anybody. Good morning, my true friend. Good morning, Brenda. It is so good to see you with me this morning. And we're talking about I'm not responsible. And what are we saying? Brandon Bouchard, the motivational manifesto, speaks it this way. And I'll read the quote again as we go forward. It says, owning this life truth is freeing. I'm not in charge or responsible for the wrecks others have created in their lives, and I do not need to save everyone in my life. Listen, I'm not responsible for the mess that you made in your life. That's not my responsibility. I did not create the wreck, the mess that you created in your life. The wreck that you have made out of your life, you created that mess by the choices that you made. And I'm not responsible, because people will put the blame on you for where they are, and they will want to say it's your fault. No, my friend, I hate to bust your bubble so early in the morning. You created that mess because you made the choices that you made, and I'm not here to save you. I cannot save you. I can't even save myself. It takes the power of God to keep my mind, to keep my heart. I can only impact your life to the point that God allows me to impact your life. You have to make the correct choices. You have to make the choices. You made the mess. Now you got to go to God and ask him to help you rectify the mess. I'm not responsible for the mess that you made. We love our children. We love them so much, and we try to guide them with the best that we can. But the mess that they made, that's not your fault. You've done what you could do to give them all that God gave you to give them. You know, I look at my own life. Some of the stuff that I endured, it wasn't my mama and my daddy's fault. They gave me the best that they could give me. I had some choices and some decisions to make in this life. And some of the messes that I created, I couldn't blame nobody else for it, because it was some stuff that I brought on myself. So, you know, we try to put stuff on other people, and 9 times out of 10 in your life, a lot of the stuff that we encounter and that we endure, we blame other people, when really, if you sit down and look at it, when you really take evaluation of that thing, it was your doing. You made the choice, whether it was the correct one or the wrong one, whether it was at the right moment or the wrong moment. You made the decision to go down that road. You made the decision. So nobody is responsible for the mess that you made. I can't save you, my friend. I can only reach out and impact your life. You have to grab hold to the lifeline. You have to grab hold to what I'm giving you, and you have to make the decision. So we have to allow other people to come to that point in their life to realize this is not somebody else's fault. You know, because everybody wants to blame somebody for something. But then when the good stuff happens, they want to take all the credit for themselves. When you impact their life, when you impact their life, when you impact their life, and you know, everything is flowing, they don't want to give you the credit. They walk in, oh, I did this and I did that. But I just want to let you know, I want to take you off the hook right now. I want to let you know it's not your fault. You're not responsible for the wreck that somebody else has made out of their life. Listen, we try to help other people, and sometimes in helping others, you get caught up in the backlash of the flow. Sometimes you gotta just let them fall and hit the rock bottom that they got to hit. Because when you keep trying to save them, every time you try to catch them, that just means they got to go back through that thing again so they can fall and hit the bottom Just take your hand out the way, let them fall, let it happen, and let God build them back up. Because it's until they get to that point to realize that it's their doing and what they're dealing with. Thank you, Lewis. Lewis says it's a dysfunctional person. And Lewis, we're all dysfunctional to some degree because we all have our isms and our schisms. I've done it in the past. I blame somebody else for my issues. And when I sat down and looked at it, there was some things I could have done differently. So I had to take that person off the hook. They played a part in some stuff, but I made the choices. I made the decisions to go the routes that I went. I made the choices. So I couldn't blame somebody. I had to learn to take the brakes off and stop putting the blame on somebody else and knowing that I am responsible for my actions. Because listen, at the end of the day, the word of God says you will stand before God for yourself. You can't say, well, God, listen, I would have did this, but they didn't do that, so I couldn't do this. And because they did that, I chose to do this. But that's not what God is going to deal with. What he wants to know is, well, listen, before you took that route, I sent somebody your way to help you understand what to do. And you chose to go the other way anyhow. And it didn't work to your good, but you allowed it to mess your life up. Now I got to fix it. So we're not responsible for the mess that other people make in their lives. And we have people that we love so much and we hold them so dear to our hearts. And sometimes I can understand how we feel like we messed up. You know, we feel like, where did I go wrong? You can raise your children. You can teach them everything that you need them to know. But even growing up in this day and age, and even when I was younger, I was at my mama's house and my daddy's house. We go to school for 8 hours of a day or for however long we're at school. We're in the hands of the school system. We're around all other children. We're learning all different kinds of things. So the stuff that your foundation that you was taught is gonna be challenged. Our children, as they go to school, we teach them everything we can give them while we got them at home. But then when we release them out into the world, when they go to the schoolhouse, when they go wherever they go, the world is molding them to the way, because they become, everything is okay now. It's okay to be this. It's okay. But you know, when I was coming up, some of this stuff, Lewis, our babies have to deal with now, it was unheard of. It was unseen. You didn't deal with that stuff. And now that they have to deal with that stuff and they have choices that they have to make, but the choice is up to them. If they're to the point of understanding and accountability, the choice is up to them. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Tony. We're talking about I'm not responsible this morning. I'm not responsible for the wreck that other people have made in their life. And when I can grab hold to that, that will set you free. When you can grab hold to the fact that you're not in charge, or you're not the other people that are in your life and the mess that they have made, you can't save them. You will mess yourself up. And let me use this scenario because this Facebook keep going in some crazy stuff here. I just want to let you know that you're not responsible. If you see a person out in the water drowning, and you go out there and you don't calm yourself down, but you're in such a haste to go save them, and if you don't watch yourself, and if you don't get that person under calm them down and get them under control, you're trying to save them, and both of you will drown. How many times have we heard so much about people that have gone to rescue others, and by the time they get in the water to try and rescue the person, they so frantic, they end up taking both of them down and neither one of them come out. That's the way life is. You can throw the lifeline out to somebody, but it's up to them to take the lifeline and to grab it and to run with it. But you're trying to go out there and get them, and you can't swim. So why are you going to jump in the water and you can't swim? So you just become to what is happening. So listen, I just want to let you know Yes, I just want to let you know. Yes, 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 yes. For that comment, Brenda says the character of our children tomorrow depends on what we put in their hearts today. And that is so true, because what you instill in them is what they're going to run with it. And no matter what the world throws at, they will always come back. That's what the word of God says. The word of God says, train a child up in the way that they should go, in the fear and admonition of the Lord, that as they grow older, they will not depart from it. And I'm going to tell you, you can stray, but you're going to come back. I'm a product. I did it. My mom and them, they raised me to the best of their ability. They taught me how to fear God. They taught me the life to love the Lord and to be a true believer. But I strayed away when I got of age, when I got old enough to do my own thing. I went the way that I want to go. The choices. So they were not responsible for the wrecks that I made in my life, for the areas that I messed up, and for the things that I wreaked havoc in the areas of my life. But I want to let you know that once I grab hold to know that nobody else is responsible for my mess, then you can get yourself together and you can get yourself up and move and do what God has called you to do. You're not responsible for the mess that somebody else has made in their life. You cannot save anybody. You can only pray. You can impact their lives, but they have to come to a reality that God is God, and that they have to change some things for themselves, and they can only do that by the grace of God. Oh my goodness, my time is up and I got to go. They can only do that by listening and adhering to the voice of God. Because no matter what you do, if you don't walk according to the voice and your relationship with God, God said, my children, they know my voice, and the voice of another they will not follow. But listen, I walked waywardly. I didn't do everything right, but God still loved me. And even in the worship on last night, God spoke some emphatical stuff to my heart and my mind, and it blessed me so, and it made me look at myself again. I'm telling you, sometimes God will deal with you. He will deal with you. He will deal with you in a way, and he will reaffirm his love for you, and how much he loves you, and how much he wants to love you, and how much he wants that just oneness with you. So you got to allow him to help you, and you got to release these people and stop allowing people to make you feel guilty, because your life, you're having a good moment, a good season, and life is going well for you, and they keep making the same old stupid choices, and they keep creating the same havoc in their own life. And no matter how much you try to advise them and guide them and direct them, they still want to do their thing that they want to do. They're wreaking havoc. Let it go. Don't allow people to keep putting you on the guilt trip, talking about you're responsible. I serve you notice today. You are not responsible. So once you grab hold to that truth, you will free yourself. You will free your mind. You will free your heart, and you will be able to help them from a different approach. You got to stop allowing people to put you in bondage behind their own mess. It is not your fault. You cannot save anyone. You're not responsible for the mess that other people make in their lives. It's because of their choices and the avenues that they chose to take. Only thing you can do is impact their life with a positive example. Give them wholesome stuff, but most of all, allow them to see your witness. Allow them to see your life, that they can identify down the road, because the more you try to help them, the further they're going to go from the truth. So the best thing you can do is take your hands off and let God work it out, because the more you try to work it out, the further and the worse it's gonna get. And that's why they blame you. That's why they say it's your fault. I wouldn't be in this mess if you had not have said this. How many times have you tried to help somebody and you gave them some advice, your girlfriend, and or either people have come to you and said, girl, if I were you, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. You're not me. So you can't tell me what I can't take and what I can take, or what I can't do and what I cannot do. So don't allow people to put you on a guilt trip. because you're not responsible. I'll read it to you again, and I got to go. My time is up. Brandon Burchard, the manifestation, the motivation manifesto writes it this way. Owning this truth is freeing. What truth? What truth are we talking about? Here it is right here. You got to own this truth and that you can be free. I am not in charge or responsible for the wrecks others have created in their lives. And I do not need to save everyone in my life, because you can't save them. You don't have the power to save them. Only God can do that. You can help them. You can impact their lives, but it's up to them to decide, I'm going to be different today. I'm tired of doing the same old and getting the same results. I'm tired of being this broken person. I want to be healed. I want to be whole. And until they come to that reality, an alcoholic cannot get the help that they need until they realize they're an alcoholic and they have a dependency on alcohol. Until they get tired of being sick and tired. Until that girlfriend gets tired of taking those whippings from that individual that keep knocking her upside her head. Until she get tired and realize that I can do better than this and I deserve better than this, they're not gonna go. And the more you try to help them, because it's a mind state. I got to go, y'all. I got to go. My time is up. Jesus, my time is up. I want you to know you're not responsible. It's not your fault. I need you to know that today, because somebody has been being put on a guilt trip. And every time you look at that individual, you feel like it's your reason, your fault. No, it's not your fault, because people have choices to make. They have a choice. God gave us that free will to make a choice. And you got to take yourself off the hook. You got to let it go, love, because it's killing you. It's destroying you on the inside. And you don't even know it. So listen, today, this is a new day and this is a new me. And I've come to let you know you're not responsible for other people's mess that they have created. They chose the road that they went down. They chose, and okay, I just heard it. Somebody said, well, I didn't do this. It was circumstances and situations. We have a choice in everything we encounter. God gives us a choice. He gives us a choice. He gives us a choice. And he says to acknowledge him in all of his ways, in all your ways. And he will direct your path. He'll direct you. Whether it's the point of whether you come to the crossroad, I got to do what's right, or I got to take this hit. So if you take the hit, then don't get upset with the way things turn out, because you know you're going to take the hit. So if you take the hit, suck it up. Keep it going. Don't blame nobody else because you took the hit. You decided to take the hit. This is a new day, and this is a new me. And I am coming to you live this morning from my studio. And I'm so grateful for what God is doing in my life and in your life. So listen, I want you to know today you're not responsible. Would you share this video with me with someone else, that they may know that they're not responsible? It's some people that are hurting because they're thinking that it's their fault, that that other people are in the situation that they're in. And they need to know it's not their fault. You can't control anybody else. And you're not in charge of somebody else's life. We are designed to inspire and to direct and to guide our children. God gives us responsibility. But you can't control somebody else's mind without losing some of yours. Because when you try to control somebody else, you're losing a portion of who you are truly. So you think about that today. You chew on that today. So, for all you control freaks, you chew on that today. Because you can't use somebody without being used. And chew on that one. So this is a new day and this is a new me, and I got to go. Will you release the champion that's in you today? I love you so much. Be blessed today, and as always, release the champion and be okay with you in knowing that you're not responsible for the mess that others have created in their lives. And we've taken on roles and positions in the lives of other people that we don't even have no business being in. So listen, I want you to know today, free yourself. Receive the truth. It is freeing. you're not responsible and you're not in charge. What other people do with their lives, they have a choice. They have a decision to make. So I love you. God bless you. And I got to go. Be blessed today. Bye-bye.